Hello, everybody. My name is Bukola Oladeji, and we're live on today's event again today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining today. We're live to discuss something else about when life happens. When life happens. I had a discussion with somebody during the week, and the person shared an experience with me. It was quite something not positive, and when I heard that, the most difficult part of the situation um, for the person is the fact that people were making insensitive comments. We have said on this show that when things happen, when people go through their own issues, if you cannot help them, the best you can do is to be silent. If you are silent, it's better than adding salt to injury for whatever it is they are going through. This is when life happens. Basically, what we do is to discuss issues of life and how people are able to navigate through such difficult seasons of their lives. This is for you to know that your issues are not peculiar to you. Your issues are not peculiar to you. You're not the only one going through difficult situation. People go through it on a daily basis. Sometimes when you hear what others have gone through, you'll be wondering, excuse me, how are they coping? How were you able to survive, especially when it's in the past and they have been able to overcome that season of their life? You'll be wondering, excuse me, how did you survive it? And definitely, the truth is people go through issues. And if you think yours is worst, hey, my brother and my sister, by the time you hear from other people, you will know that definitely yours is not worst. Thank you for joining. Let me discuss some of the issues that life can happen in some of the areas of our lives that life can happen. Guess what? It is not peculiar to you. Last week we were discussing, we had a little time to discuss about how people are relating with the subsidy remover, and somebody said, I just trek. Somebody said, I park my car and do public transport. And I asked the question, I said, oh, that will make you feel like, hey, I have suffered in this life. You have not suffered. Some people, their situation is worse. I've seen people have to trek a distance because they need to get to somewhere that they have the option not to go. But because they consider it very important, they go. When you consider something very important, you make effort. Guess what? It is your effort that God is looking for to reward you or to change that unpleasant situation. God needs to see that you are making effort. Let me discuss some of the issues that may happen to you, and please know that it can be village people in quotes, but sometimes it's just life. Everybody must have a share of life. You must have a share of some issues, but you must not give up. Another thing that I would like to say is that sometimes when you go through these issues, you are not ready for the next phase of your life or for the next stage or for that particular place God is taking you through until you walk that path. Let's take for example the life of Joseph in the Bible. He was living with Potiphar, and he was lied upon. If it is you and I, it is the fact that we were lied upon that we hold on to for the rest of our life. Potiphar's wife lied on me. She lied on me. She did this, she did that. Not knowing that there's a reason why God made you go through that unpleasant situation. Our advice that we always see the better side of every situation we're going through. That will make it easier for us to navigate through that tough season. After Joseph left Potiphar's house, he went into prison. He was thrown into prison for not doing anything. If it were to be me and you, what are we going to say? What are we going to say? We are going to say, hey, village people. It's not everything that is village people, honestly. In as much as when we're going through it, we will not see the situation like that. It's not easy to see the situation like that, but the truth is, it's not peculiar to you. When you see some other people, when you see what they are going through, you will know that yours is better. Yours is better. Yours is better. Thank you very much. Some of the issues, let me discuss some of the issues that people can go through so that you have an idea of what we're talking about here. People can go through breakups. Yeah, they can serve you breakfast or you serve people breakfast. People can go through childlessness. We have had a guest earlier, sometimes the program that discussed this issue and how she was able to navigate, and she's still going through it. And she told us, I mean, with confidence that this is how she's able to navigate. And she pleaded with people, insensitive comment, please, I beg you in the name of God. This is becoming unbecoming. And I keep hearing from clients that I had to attend to, the most difficult part of the issue for them is insensitive comment of people. We can do better, please. We can do better. If we cannot help anybody, please, let's just shut up. We can do that. If you don't know something, what to say in situation where you have to visit somebody, please just keep quiet. Don't add salt to injury for anybody. Another issue that people can go through is when they birth special children. Some people have children with disabilities. It's not their fault. Anybody can find themselves in that situation. Does that mean the end of their life? No, definitely not. Disaster. People go through natural disaster. It can be natural, it can be not natural. Permit me to say that. But if it happens, it happens. It's not about the fact that somebody is too careful or somebody is too prayerful. I've had instances where somebody said that it's because she doesn't go to a firebrand church where they will call fire, 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 and maybe the person is not prayerful. Please, we shouldn't make that insensitive comment. It's not about being prayerful. Sometimes you will just, that's something, situation you will go through, no matter how prayerful you are. Guess what? Like I said earlier, it may be what will put you to the next season of your life. It can be career change. Some people don't find these changes easy in their life. Loss of house, loss of cars, incarceration. If you are sent to prison unjustly, this is a big deal. Pregnancy for the unmarried, some people will rather they would rather prefer to abort the pregnancy and life goes on. But people that choose not to, I think we should stop discriminating against them. We can do better. If you cannot help them, just keep quiet. Keep quiet. It's very important. Let us stop criticizing unjustly. Sometimes we don't even have the details. We just sit down and cook up some side of the stories that, excuse me, I'm wondering where the person will be wondering, where did this side of the story come from? So we can do better. There are family issues, rejection, family problems, obesity, loss of weight or whatever it is, racism. So these are some of the issues people go through, and the short notes I added in today's program, I said when you are served breakfast, I have my guest ready, and her name is Oyesonya Adewumi. Let me quickly read her profile as I had her to the profile. Adewumi Oyesonya is a young Christian lady dedicated to serving God and spreading His love to those around her. She grew up in a loving Christian home and accepted Jesus as her Savior at a young age. She's from Ogun State, Nigeria, and the first born from a family of 6. Adewumi is a faithful member of our church and can often be found volunteering her time and talent to various ministry initiatives. Adewumi is also a talented singer and has used her talent to lead worship at our church and our various events. She is a lecturer by profession, a content writer, an editor, and a freelance writer. She is the CEO of MZ Joel Skin Care and MZ Joel Skin Events. Please, in case I don't pronounce that well, you may need to correct me. She owns a blog, mzjoel.com, where she features her Christian write-ups on purity, moral, excellence, and relationship. In her free time, Adewumi enjoys dancing, singing, reading her book, spending time with her friends and family, and serving at her church. She's an inspiration to all who know her, and she's a shining example of what it means to follow Christ. My guest, thank you very much, Adewumi Oyesonya. Thank you for joining. Please, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please indicate.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I don't know. Please, if you can hear Adewumi, please can you say in the comments? Let's know if you can hear. Or you can go without the earpiece. Then can you tilt your camera straight? Yeah, that's better. Thank you. Let
Okay, can
me
you hear me
pretend.
now?
Please, if you can hear Adewumi, please indicate. Let me know if the situation is peculiar to me. Thank you, Owolabi Richard. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Laba Laba Ormo. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. I beg your pardon. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Jide Afolabi, Banji Adebayo,
All right, can
Azan
you hear me now?
Olatunde. Thank you for joining. Please, if you can hear our guest, can you please
Can
push
you hear me?
Adewumi?
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Good evening. Wow.
Hello. Please speak now. Let me see if I can hear you.
Okay. Good evening, ma.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening, madam. How are you?
Okay. I'm fine.
How was your day?
Okay. It was fine. I'm
Okay.
sorry for the background.
No, it's okay.
It's
It's
a
okay.
power outage, so I just hope it will be restored soon. We are working on it already.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. And I need to appreciate the fact that you are willing to share your beautiful story. We appreciate you for that. And one thing that I always tell our guests is you never can tell how much of inspiration your story will be until you have the courage to share. And sometimes the reason why you go through what you go through is because somebody needs to benefit from that your story.
Yes.
Yeah. And we are glad that you have the courage to share with us tonight. I hope I pronounce your business name very well so that in case people want to patronize it.
Okay. Ms. Short form for Ms. but MZ,
Oh,
just like a customized name.
oh, okay. I love that. That's great. Mutual.com. That's nice. Please, you can check out our blog and you can follow her on social media. And okay, so let's go straight into it. Um, talking about breakfast. Can you share? Sorry, are you the
Uh,
one that shared that gave people breakfast, or is somebody that gave you breakfast?
they gave me
Mm.
they gave me the breakfast and I ate it.
Did you combine
Drank water.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner together?
Everything together.
OMG! Wow! And you are here laughing. Excuse me.
I ate the meal, drank water,
Jesus,
and carried on for the journey.
and you went to sleep. You did not die.
No, I did not die.
And you have
Here I am.
come here to laugh and share the story with us.
I've been now. I've moved.
Mm. Okay, so let's go straight into the story. What happened then? How many times did this happen? Give us the details. We need to know.
Okay. Um, Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, my uncle. Thank you so much, Ma, for this privilege.
Thank you.
I'm grateful. Thank you so much, Ma. And thank you, everybody, for those that have joined. And I know that people will still watch later. So thank you, everybody. And so now going to the things that happened. Sorry if the background is not okay. I'm sorry.
It's
Just some
okay.
circumstance.
Can say it.
Okay. So I think the first breakfast that actually happened was a major one. That was in 2017. So before 2017, we've been in a relationship together, and we've used about I think almost 5 years. Yes, we started 2013. 2012, 2013 was almost rounding off. That was when we started relationship. I was in school. I was in I think 300 levels with them. So we started, and the truth was that we started on a good note because we were both Christians, lover of God, fellowship leaders. There were confirmations from leaders, confirmation from pastors, our fellowship leaders, our fathers. Then we started. So the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. I'd graduated and we were preparing for marriage. And at first, it didn't look like he was going to act or do anything otherwise because everything was intact. There was no fight, there was no misunderstanding. Not that we don't have misunderstanding, but there were little things that we could just get through to and move on. So he didn't even give me any sign, any light or anything that probably anything will happen or something. There was no hint. So we continued, and at a point, he felt okay. This was time to move this relationship to a marriage one. That it was beyond okay. We are just engaged, fiancé, and he did a major proposal. In fact, the day he did the proposal, we were praying for a cinema to go and watch to go and see a movie in the cinema. So he just told me, okay, I don't want me dress up. Let's go to the cinema and see a movie, blah blah blah. I said, okay, no problem. In fact, at the point I said, I'd not made my hair. Oh. What do I do? Say, okay, I'll follow you to the salon. We went to the salon together, made the hair, he was there throughout. We enjoyed ourselves, moved to the cinema. We saw a movie. I think this was Fast and Furious or something. I can't really. I think so. I think it's Fast and Furious. So we sat down, was enjoying the movie. I didn't even have any hints really that maybe he was going to propose that day for the marriage stuff. But I knew that one day we shall take this relationship to another level. And from the cinema, the whole drama just happened. Just proposed, blah blah blah. You know this say yes, all this paparazzi. I was cool with it, and I said okay. So took the ring, and that was how the marriage journey started. So informed my parents, informed my friends, he's proposed, you have moved, you're taking your relationship to another level, blah blah blah. And so proposed and we started the plans. I told the church about it. We started preparing for marriage counseling. Yes. So that was around I think February or so. February, March. February, yes.
2027.
That was in February, yes. So when I told the church authority, they said, okay, you might need to do some tests, do some days, prepare for your counseling sessions, because we're not in that state where my parents live. I don't stay where my parents live, so I had to go to their church because I wanted to do the wedding in my parents' church. So I had to travel to another state. So they said, okay, you choose a time for counseling. We had to arrange the time to do our counseling like that, like that. So everything was already going fine. They had made their findings. They had called his own pastor in his own church because he was in Lagos. I was in Ogun State. So in Lagos, they called the church pastor to give some information. They had already gone there. They sent somebody to go and confirm about him, to ask questions about him. And it was looking like everything was going perfect. There was no issue. Nobody said anything negative. His pastor liked him, his members, everybody. So it was looking so real. We did test. Okay, everybody was looking compatible. The test was very okay. Nothing. There was no hint. My parents prayed. I know my parents are ministers, pastors. So they prayed. There was nothing. There was nobody hearing anything that maybe anything bad will happen or anything. So we moved and we fixed the introduction for April. That we need to do our introduction April that year, then get married in June. Then get married in June. So because I didn't want a very long preparation for wedding due to the nature of my business, and so I knew that okay, I could handle events by myself. Let me just do my planning within few months. So by April, I think it was second week in April or so. Yes, I think second week in April. So just few days to the introduction, few days. In fact, I started preparing my friends, my all these OMB ladies. I'd created the WhatsApp
That
group.
friend.
I'd created the because I knew that it was just 2 month interval. So I had to tell my friends start preparing, buy this, buy that, choose this is the color. I started messaging some vendors. I remember I had messaged my photographer, okay, please save the date, oh, you're the one I'll use, oh, nothing must happen. Oh. So I started messaging some people, do some background work, and few days to the introduction, I think maybe 3 or 4 days, I can't remember vividly now, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. We had even picked clothes. I remember it was a blue lace. We had picked a clothes, but I had not collected it from the person that see it. Since it was still that week, I said, okay, I'll collect some days to the wedding, to the introduction, to do the fitting. So I just saw a text message, and it he just dropped on my phone like, I don't want me. I think this is over between us. Over. This is over. Is this a joke or maybe a prank or something? Abi, am I dreaming? I saw the text message. I tried to call him. I tried calling him. He was not picking. What was happening? I called his parents. Everybody loved me. All his parents, his siblings. Ah, this is somebody I had devoted myself to for almost 5 years. Had spent money, did a lot of things for their family because my own family was a little bit on the wealthier side than their family, and so I spent a lot. His younger sister, I paid for his younger sister's WAEC, the O level, many things. My business, cake business, then I sponsored one of his siblings to come and learn for free for training, come from Lagos to my place to come and learn. And like that, so many things I felt I had done for this person. For there was a particular there was a particular year in school. I think his final year or so, yes, his final year. He could not afford to pay up his fees. And we were attending a federal university and the fees for federal university was not that much. He could not even afford to pay up. He had little. I was the one that had money because I was already a business person. I was established. I had a shop. I was doing fine in my business as an undergraduate. So I paid. So I felt I had done a lot for this guy. What is he saying? Is this and prior to that time, I had other people that had interest in me in church because as a singer, I was always in front. People saw me on camera. I was attending a very big church, Venus, people saw me and but people saw ring. So that ring had made people to just move back and feel okay, this person is taking. But a lot of people were admiring that, okay, let's come close. So it was as if I was watching a Nigerian movie, like a season movie. And that was it. It was not a movie, it was real. So I called my parents, I told everybody. My parents did not believe at first. They were like, really? Okay. Oh. Later, we were like, is this thing real? I said, it's real. Oh. Is this or this though? And that was how I just started gathering of strength because I could not think it. I called my pastor. My pastor called him, he didn't pick. People were calling him, he was not picking. I asked his parents, how far, where is he? Is he with you? They said he went to somewhere, they don't even know where he is. Can't be found. What did he say happened? What did she do? Talk. He didn't say anything. Till today. Wow. Hey,
Till
there's light.
today, till
Till today, he,
today,
he he has not even given a detailed explanation till today.
2017, 6 years
Yes,
ago. My goodness.
yes, yeah. He didn't even say anything. He didn't even tell me what really happened till
Can
today.
I ask a
So,
question?
yes,
I'm sorry to.
ma'am.
Can I ask a
No
question?
problem.
You know
Yes, ma'am.
that issues like this happen. You need closure to be able to
Hmm.
move on. You need
Yes,
closure.
yes.
Do you think if he had explained to you what happened, what you did wrong, or why he decided to make that decision, would that have helped you move on? Would that have helped you get that closure that you deserve?
Um, Not really, because I would say that him not really telling me the whole thing, not telling saying some things, was even the one that so that was what that strengthened me because I felt this person does not even really have a tangible reason. The person doesn't even have some things to explain. He does not really have a say. People are asking him, he can't say anything. He can't even explain some things behind his action. Then I think I should gather strength and move. Because if somebody can't even explain, give reasons for his action, then this
As
person
if
might
you
not
will
be
not.
worth spending a whole life with. This person won't be worth spending my life with because I felt I have journey to take, I had things I desired, I had visions to pursue, I had dreams, I had things that I wanted for my life. And if somebody is just there, not giving me a reason, not saying anything, it won't really make sense. It won't really help me in my journey. So for him not saying some things, let me say that it made me stronger because I didn't really hear some of those things. So I just gathered my strength on the overall level, not minding what could have been his reason. Though at the point I thought about one or two things, but I could not still figure it out. I asked some of
Sorry,
his friends.
um, I am sorry to interrupt
No
you. In
problem.
therapy, that thing we call closure, it is very important. Let me cite this example. If somebody loses a child, I remember the woman that lost her child in one of the secondary schools in Lagos. She was
insisting that she needs to know the cause of the death of her daughter. That thing is very, very important though, because it will help you move on time. That at least you try everything possible. You are able, you know the cause of the death of your daughter. That's
Okay.
what I mean by closure.
Okay.
Sometimes
Okay.
that will help you recover on time. That will help
Okay.
you help the healing process.
Okay. Yes. Let me say it from this point. Okay. Let me say that the closure would have been or the closure was not from him. Let me say that the closure was from some of the things that came to me personally, some of the words I got personally,
Okay.
and those words were not actually, those words didn't explain some of his actions. So that's one of the things I'm trying to say. Those words didn't explain some of the reasons behind his actions, but those words were just words of affirmation of strength to me. I remember one of those days, especially that particular evening that thing happened. I entered my room. I tried crying, I could not cry. There's some situations that it was beyond. I wanted to cry. The cry was not. The situation was beyond cry. But I remember that I heard a voice vividly in my spirit, and the voice was like, "He is not needed for your journey. That there are a lot of things in your journey that you're going to be able to pursue to do that you will not be needed for it." And I was wondering, this is person I felt I want to take a lifetime journey with it. With. This is a person I felt will make me better. But the word came so strongly that this person is not needed for your journey. So you crying and staying over spilled milk because you feel this person needed for your journey would not really help. So that word was one of the things that strengthened me. Like, okay, I have a journey, I have something to achieve. I have virtues, I have value, I have words, but this person can't really bring out this words. This person can't help me. And at this time that this thing was happening, it was service, it was just service here. So I had
Okay.
not really achieved much. I had not even started an official job, so to say. I had not studied for that, so I didn't really know what was ahead. But that was the major closure. I just held on to that word, okay, if this is what I am going to achieve in life, and this person you cannot make an impact, this person does not fit in into this, then I move. Why stay with somebody that cannot fit in? Why cry over somebody that cannot fit in? So that was one of my own major strengths. He didn't explain anything to me. He didn't say anything, but that was one of the words that came to me. Then down the year or along the years that thing happened, I can actually say that actually was not needed in my journey. Because the truth is that if I actually gone with him, I would not even be here saying this. I would not have met some people. I would not have even thought of maybe studying further, adding more to my career, my knowledge. As at the time we were together, I had just a degree. Now that he left, within the time he left, and now three other degrees have been added. I
Mm.
added value, been to music school, learned instruments. Plenty values have been added, as in a lot. Established two different businesses that I know that they are standing, they can stand, they have physical office, physical location that people can work in. So understand? So this person I'm saying now, in fact, recently I just saw a broadcast on my WhatsApp. It was not really a broadcast, I just saw a message popping up. I was like, who is this person sending a message like a long broadcast? I discovered that it was even one of these online loans, all these loans that they used to do that people collect loans, they will send people's name and picture. And I just saw his name. What happened? How you go and collect loan? How much? Maybe 8,000 or something. Sending his picture
Wow.
all about. I was like, wow. And it's been a while we've spoken, though at the point we just totally cut off from each other, we're not talking. But later talk once in a while, call, but everybody has moved. So I just called him. How far? What happened? Why is I started saying some things that's not been easy, this, blah, 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 blah. And by the time we just talked, we didn't even use maybe 10 or 15 minutes in conversation. I just had to look up to God and say, God, thank you that thing happened. Because we were not on the same pedestal, sorry to say. So it's not like I had moved, like the gap was just too wide. Just wondering, how would you, in Lagos, struggling, and this is somebody that posts a lot of motivational talks on his status, on social media and people just feel it's I there. No way. Just having a conversation with him, he had nothing to offer. I just felt, this person is empty. I just saw that, God, that had shown me mercy. And so sometimes when we just feel like this thing is as if this world will collapse, it's a lie. If only we can gather strength for that moment, we will look back and say, thank God this thing actually happened. Because if that thing didn't happen, probably I would have given birth to maybe like 3 or 4 children now, be enjoying myself, using ring about Mrs. But I won't be fulfilled. I'll not meet the people I'm meant to meet. Many things that I'm doing now, in living himself, I started blog, doing my own writing, any connections, just adding value. Not that if I had gone with him, I not have added values, but the pace in which I'd achieved those things, all these things happened in less than, let me say, 6 years, 2017, 2023. Within 6 years, many degrees, businesses, even grants. I even got business grants, everything. I had time to focus, I had time to think. Though at first it was not easy, people mocked me, people laughed at me. In church, when people know that you are preparing for something and you just go to church the next Sunday, there's no ring, people are asking you, where's your ring? And you're like, they're giving me breakfast though. Some people
Oh
will
my
laugh, some people were sincere, or some people just to mock you, like, she really wanted to marry her, she's feeling blah, 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 blah. And but for me, I chose to look beyond all those things, and I moved on. In fact, the following week I was up again in church, started ministering, pick up song. I remember that my MD even gave me a song. It was a song of encouragement. He didn't have the full knowledge of what I was going to, but I just felt this is the song we should minister for this season to encourage people. I can't really remember the song, but it was an encouragement song, and I sang it with my whole strength, like it was as if I was ministering my life. I enjoyed myself and I moved on. So many things, so many values, so many people I've met because of this incident. So sometimes let's choose to look beyond the present moment, because at that present moment it can look as if maybe hell has let loose and you're going to die. The pain is just overwhelming. At a point I was just hearing voices in my head. I will hear the poem he has read to me, the things he says to me in my head, all the love messages, everything. It will just be as if it's ringing in my head. And so, but with time, I got over it. And so for me, I just feel that for somebody out there, just keep adding value. In fact, when you add value, the kind of people that will come won't be those ordinary people. There will be more demand. Now, if I'm going to take in anybody, it won't be somebody in that category again. No, the difference is clear. Do you understand? So for me, I just want us to see it as when challenges come, see them as stepping stones to greater heights. So when you step on those stones, you move higher. And so when you are higher, there are more demand, you have more things to offer. So
Thank
that's one
you
of the major challenges.
You have told us the one that happened in 2017, 2017. Will you like to share the recent one with us, please?
Okay,
If you'll be
okay. So
so that they will know that it's
you
not
know that.
something that happened once, that
Okay,
you were served back to back.
all right. So after that incident, I moved on for a while. Though at the point I felt okay, I was not going to allow anybody close, nothing, relationship, nothing, just move on. So in 2021, I think yes, 2021, I just felt okay. I think it's a time to give some other people trials and allow some of my other friends, because I had friends on my neck. I felt okay, this is an opportunity to allow some of my other friends to also probably enjoy marriage with me. So get married to me and like that. So there was this particular one that was on my neck, like it was all over me. When they say somebody want to choke you, you want, as in, he wanted to choke my life. He kept saying, "You have everything to take, you have everything to offer me. This. I'll take my life on you." It was all over. And this person was a Christian, spirit filled, tongue speaking, spirit filled, like fire. I don't know how to explain, but it was so on
I
point.
understand.
The fire was upon because I knew that I cannot settle for anything less than that. So
Mm.
it was on point, okay, tech guy, correct, touch. And so started okay, I said, okay, let's start friendship, started getting close, now ourselves then. Later he proposed. Before he proposed, he told the leaders, told people around. But people were happy, like, oh, finally. After a long while, my sibling was like, ah, so all these days, okay. So I felt okay, but this time, oh, this one, are we even sparing the, it won't be long courtship, but like that one that's for like 5 years. So we started, there was no issue, we're doing fine, call, pray, talk, gist. So, though there were things I had learned in the previous one, so I didn't even allow some of those mistakes to repeat itself. I didn't really do
Mm.
much investment, point my money, using my money to do donations like that, but I helped him at the point. But I was just enjoying it. So it was that was it last year? Yes, last year. We did the major proposal, preparation for wedding, gave the ring, and all those paparazzi. At first, I was skeptical. I felt I'm not going to use this ring because of the previous experience I had had before. That experience of okay using ring and send to eventually send people away and like that, like that. But I felt okay that something has happened does not mean to keep repeating itself. You must learn to forgive
Mhm.
yourself and move on.
Mhm.
So that was how I accepted. I was carrying the ring all over, enjoying
Hey
myself.
God.
But at the point, I observed that he was always calling someone. Who are you speaking to? Fortunately or unfortunately, the person was one of our friends. Because you have like a circle. You have our male friends, female friends that everybody's a friend to another friend, just like a circle. We know ourselves. So it was another friend in that same circle that he was calling. But I was convenient with it because I felt all of us are friends and I can't just have somebody to myself that even if we eventually get married, I can't say I want to have this person to myself to be selfish. The person will still need to have friends in his life. So I felt, but the calling was so constant. Every time, once I'm through with him, we talk, we chat, we call this person. And we see a lot because our houses are not so far from each other. So we see sometimes we are even together till maybe in the evening, late in the evening before we eventually go to his house. My own flat, everybody in my house, you know. So we're always together. So I knew we were going to receive the call. "Ah, what's happening? I didn't see anything. Few months after that time, I started hearing some things from some of my other friends in the circle. Like, they just told me, you start preparing your mind. Though. I said, what? To say, this person might have to go and move on with somebody else. I'm like, are you whining? What's the problem? You know, at a point, I want to ask people. I had to do a survey for my friends because, you know, sometimes we cannot just assume. I felt, okay, is it that I have any defaults? Maybe I had any character default or I had something major that could be repelling people. I asked my friends. Sincerely, I asked them, I said, please just tell me, is there something I'm doing wrong? Is there something I'm not doing well or something? Just say it. And the truth is that most people didn't even have a tangible reason. Everybody was like, "We are a good person with a good heart." In fact, one of my friends that got married recently even told his wife that if he didn't marry his wife, he would have married me. He was like, I even told my wife that if I didn't marry my wife, it's you, this or this that. I like this about you, I like that. This. I was not like, what is not happening? Say, oh, can you give me tangible? I don't pray to God. I say, God, do it seems like I'm a bad person. What should I do? Why would that be happening? But it was then I just knew that God permitted it. God just wanted it to be so for me to learn some things and also gain more experience. Maybe probably for something like this, as some other
Exactly.
people. So I just knew that God wanted me to go through that experience. And so, like a joke, immediately they told me, I think they told me it was the August this August or July last year. Sha. So when they told me, I said, okay, I started praying my mind. Okay, one day to come. And truly it came. And for instance, the way it came, he didn't even tell me officially. It came when he had gone to propose to the lady, and the lady had given a yes. So after the lady gave a yes, it was then he now told me, Adeomi, I'm so sorry. Oh. So person had given me a yes, blah 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 blah. Hey, I know that I actually love you. I do this, but I just feel I want to spend the rest of my life without that person. Ah. And the amazing thing was that he told me physically, it was not even on phone. We sat down together on a chair. I was looking at him, he was looking at me. We were facing each other. So it was not like maybe phone. I was looking at him, I was looking straight into his eyes. Tell me, say it again. Okay. Then I just said, I wish you guys the best. All is well, no problem. When is the introduction? When is the wedding? Just call me. Let me know any help I can render to you people. And he broke down in tears, actually, because he didn't see it coming. I said, let me know any help I can offer you people. If it's financial, let me know your inputs. Let me know my inputs you want me to do, and I'll be willing to help. I said, which state is she from? Or where are we doing the wedding? He said, he said Lagos. I said, okay, no problem. Lagos, I still close now. We'll go. And sincerely in my heart, I didn't feel any pain. Not because I didn't like it, as I loved him so much. But I discovered that I had gained strength, I had gained stature to withstand such. And I just felt no, there's something better, like something is being worked out. There's a bright light. As all I just saw was, wow, there's a bright light at the end of this dark tunnel. Like a very bright one that when I look back, I'll be able to say, God, so because of this, that you kept me. You understand? So it's because of this person, it's because of this, that. He just prevented me. Just look for a way to say, no, this girl cannot just go with somebody that does not deserve her. And that was it. So the breakfast was served last year. So that was how the breakfast was served. And we
Second
moved.
breakfast.
Second breakfast. And by the time, this one was even a major one because it was a church setting and everybody knew that this person was going to this person. So people that literally could have been a potential suitor had already gone to look at somebody else. Even people that liked that liked me, people that felt this girl could have been this. They had gone to look for somebody else because he was everywhere over me. The guy, as in the canopy ministry, was everywhere. When they say canopy, was literally covering me from everybody. And so people that looked like okay, this person could have been A, or maybe B, could have been this one. All of them had moved. But the truth was that I just saw beyond my present moment. I saw beyond the present church. I saw beyond my present workplace. I saw beyond everywhere I could be thinking that probably the person could come from. I saw beyond that and I was just seeing that God is really at work. And I gathered strength. Though after that night I said that I can any help I can do this. After that time I slept. The truth was that by 1 a.m., was it 1 or 2? It was then that the reality started getting done on me. Like, girl, do you know your age? Are you really okay? So as if somebody carried chair to come and sit with me and be talking. And I knew that must have been the voice of the devil actually. At midnight, I was sleeping, was looking and see maybe somebody called me and say, wake up, come. What is wrong with you? So wow, okay. You understand? Like somebody like, is your head correct? It was as if somebody was talking to me. I was just looking left and right. Midnight though. I sat down on my chair and the word was the thing started bombarding my head. Thoughts. And that was how I started praying. I started prayer. Prayed. Lasted into tongues, enjoyed myself. Prayed. I prayed my heart out. Spoke against the spirit of condemnation, fear. There's no fear. There is no fear. I kept speaking it out. At a point, I didn't want to disturb some of my sisters in the room. I stood up that midnight, entered the parlor, and started praying. I prayed till around 4 a.m. or so. I started praying. I prayed myself till I felt okay. I'm okay. And that was how I gathered strength. After the prayer, I went back to sleep. Woke up with the morning, prepared myself for work, dressed up, and moved. And that is it, we are fine. In fact, some of the friends that called me, they were just apologizing on behalf. I said, I'm fine. I'm very, very fine. There is no problem. I'm seeing God at work. And so that's the summary of the
Mm.
breakfast.
Honestly, I am overwhelmed. You were served breakfast the first time, you were served breakfast the second time. Let me read some of the comments that we have here. Somebody said, that's why it's not too good to be an evil incarnate. Somebody said, may God bless and reward all your efforts. Somebody said,
Amen.
willing to help care. You know, you said that something that you are willing to, that you ask if you can help with that. Willing to help care. Congratulations, sir. Dear. Dear sis, your name is Victoria Blessing.
Amen.
Somebody said, don't worry, God is preparing your own man. And when it comes, all your breakfast would pale into insignificance in Jesus' mighty
Amen.
name.
Amen.
Somebody else said, you have a good heart. So I've offered to help with Mr. Confusion's wedding plan. I salute your courage. I honestly, it takes a lot of courage to even come to share your story with us. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it's a lot, and I congratulate you in advance because
Thank
I
you.
know that God is going to bring a man that is worthy of you, not a man
Amen.
that is Jesus problem. And I pray that the Lord will answer all your heart desires. Thank you for sharing.
Amen. Thank you so much
We
for
appreciate
having me.
and celebrate you. But can I ask the last question, please?
Okay.
What advice do you have for somebody in this situation? Maybe somebody in their late 30s or early 40s that is looking up to God, I mean, to something like this, and is not coming from the end.
Okay. One major thing I would just say is that firstly, try to get your strength from God. The truth is that it's only God that can give that strength. When God Himself gives you strength, you will see beyond the um, the human way of doing things. You just see that there's just an unusual strength from within.
Hmm.
Your strength won't be based on anything. Your strength won't be based on husbands, it will be based on children. You just have a strength that is anchored on God, that even if these things does not come, I am still with God.
Hmm.
So the first major thing I would say is that get your strength from God, because if you are getting your strength from a guy, once they serve you the breakfast, you will be
Not
injured
be
and you will be
whole.
broken. If your strength is from maybe a particular business or a particular money or something somewhere, one uncle, if the person fails you, you'll be down. And so the first thing is get your strength from God. You know that it's only God that can really help me through this process. And so while you are still waiting too, secondly, I would say that be busy. Keep yourself busy. Keep adding
Keep
value.
adding value.
Yes, because that's one of the things that can help you. Add value. In the process of adding value self, you might not even remember some of those things. Not that they won't come, but you are just busy. Somebody that is pursuing some other degree, you are reading book, you are studying, or you want to write a novel, you want to write a book, you are writing. So many things you just keep doing. You want to take a course online, you want to improve yourself, maybe your musical skill, your cooking skill. Just look for something to add. Those things will just give you strength. So that instead of pouring out yourself, instead of being weary, you pour out yourself into those things and you'll be able to excel more. So for me, I think those are the two major things. Rely on God for his strength, trust him more. Then when you are relying on God, keep adding value. Be busy. Be busy, keep adding. It's in the process of adding, who knows, something might show forth. So that's
I,
it.
I am honestly overwhelmed. If you are talking like this to encourage others, despite all the breakfast you will served, honestly, you are a very strong woman. It's not until we measure your strength before we know that you're a strong woman. And the fact that you have the confidence to come and share this story with us, God bless you still. And I know
Amen.
that God will answer your secret prayers, all your heart
Amen.
desires. God will answer it.
Amen.
Thank you
Amen.
so much for
Thank
coming
you,
to
ma.
share your beautiful story. I feel that people have been blessed. Somebody said I
Amen.
can
Thank
your courage. Yes, even me. See, you are the Odogu.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma.
I appreciate you. God bless you. I will reach
Amen.
out to you afterwards. And
No
I would like
problem.
to see you. Amen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, ma.
Ah, honestly, I don't know what to say after this, after I've heard all this. but I know that we have learned something, one thing or the other. One thing that I know is most times when you're going through your own season, your own tough season, it's because there's a reason. There's always a reason for your tough season. But if you don't give up, that is when you'll be able to see the reason. If you give up that, oh, I cannot deal, there won't be a reason for you to take the lesson from your experience, and you won't be able to add value to others with it. Sometimes the reason why you go through this experience is because um, you need others need to hear this story and get blessed. That's why some people, I joined in late, but we should catch up. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ajisha. Thank you for joining. Like I said earlier, there are several issues that you can go through in life. In case you are willing to be our guest, next week we have a particular episode for Father's Day. We need to come and hear from people that are experienced fathers. May God help us. See you again next week. My name is Bukola Oladeji, and I want to appreciate everybody for always joining in. Please share this live video. Let people know what we do here. Let people know that there's always life, no matter what you go through. And if they don't give up, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you for joining. See you again next week. God bless you.